In 2007, after 35 years of separation, Ford Motor Company and Carroll Shelby were once again working together. The 500 horsepower Shelby GT500 had returned, but this car, unlike the original GT350s, was a Ford Motor Company product that was licensed by Carroll Shelby. There was, however, a Mustang in 2007, like the original GT350, that was shipped direct to Shelby Automobile's facility in Las Vegas, Nevada. The car was modified and then sold to the general public through Ford dealers. This car was the Shelby GT. I see it as overlooked, maybe underappreciated, and that car is the topic of today's video. Carroll Shelby wanted to build Mustangs again, not just license them. So in December of 2006, Shelby Automobiles began building the 2007 Shelby GT. The Shelby GT was offered only as a coupe and in two colors, white or black, both with metallic silver Le Mans stripes and side stripes. The white cars came with polished bullet-style 18-inch 5-spoke aluminum wheels, and the black cars came with the same bullet-style 18-inch 5-spoke wheels, but in black. The Shelby GT had 235/50 ZR18 BF Goodrich G-Force TA tires. The Shelby GT also had its own appearance package. Shelby riveted a faux hood scoop, which was similar in size and appearance to the original GT350's hood scoop. In the front of the car, Shelby installed an aluminum billet-style grille and lower air inlets. The rear of the GT featured individual Shelby lettering on the deck lid, and the rear GT spoiler was removed. The only interior color available would be black. Shelby accents included Shelby aluminum sill plate badges, Shelby GT floor mats, an aluminum plate number on the dash that stated this was an officially produced Shelby automobile with its Shelby serial number. The power plant was the 4.6-liter 281 cubic inch V8, but Shelby's version put out 319 horsepower and put down 330 foot-pounds of torque. This was 19 more horsepower and 10 pound-feet of additional torque over the standard Ford Mustang GT. Shelby accomplished this by fitting a 90mm cold air intake system and a more aggressive tune of the ECU. This tune mandated the use of premium fuel. This engine was mated to either a 5-speed automatic or a 5-speed manual transmission. Manuals were fitted with a Hurst shifter. Shelby replaced the rear punket and gears on all Shelby GTs with a lower final drive ratio of 3.55 to 1. Additional horsepower modifications included Ford Racing performance mufflers and an X-pipe, which replaced the factory H-pipe. Shelby also modified the car's suspension, installing Ford Racing struts and shocks, which reduced the ride height an inch and a half. Stiffer anti-roll bars were installed to improve body control and to make for flatter cornering. A race-inspired twin-tube strut tower brace stiffened up the car's chassis. These improvements allowed Motor Trend to state the car would stick all the way to 0.91 G on their skid pad. They also recorded a 0 to 60 time of 5 seconds flat and crossed a quarter mile in 13.6 seconds at 104 miles per hour. Shelby Automobiles built 5,632 Shelby GTs for the 2007 model year. Only 991 of those were automatic transmissions. 2008 brought several changes to the Shelby GT. Paint choices now included Vista Blue, Grabber Orange, or Black with red stripes. The Vista Blue became available as a convertible. 100 Barrett-Jackson Shelby GT coupes and convertibles were released. These were all black cars with red Le Mans stripes and side stripes. Special accents included a Barrett-Jackson edition door sill plate, a special gas cap insert, and an autographed photo of Carroll Shelby, Craig Jackson, Amy Boland, and Steve Davis. This edition was only available through Arizona Ford dealers. There was also a Shelby GT-C, which was only sold in California and a few western states through Ford Shelby dealers. 215 of these cars were built, all were Grabber Orange with silver striping. In total, there were 2,170 Shelby GTs built in 2008. 1,102 of those were coupes and 752 were convertibles. These numbers include the Barrett-Jackson and the GT-C editions. The Shelby GT got little attention when it was new because the GT500 got all the attention. It was a 500 horsepower Shelby, and these cars were more like the original GT350s. They weren't that much better than a Mustang GT, but they were definitely better in almost every performance category. If you order one of these cars for an extra $500, you could get what was called a museum delivery. You could pick your car up at Shelby Automobiles in Las Vegas, Nevada. They'd give you a tour of the facility. You could see how the car was built. You could also take a look at Carroll Shelby's museum and take a look at some of the vintage iron he had stashed away. I think this is an undervalued car in the collector car market, perhaps because it's built on an S197 platform, and those cars right now are all underappreciated. That stated, an S197 car is far superior to some of the hottest cars in the collector car market right now, the Fox bodies. Now, if you like Fox bodies, I did an in-depth video on those cars. You can take a look at that. It's right over here. And consider subscribing. I have a lot of content like this on the channel. That's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, we'll see you.